Hello everyone. Let us get started with today's lesson, The Treasure Within, chapter number 4 from your supplementary reader. Okay. The treasure within. Let us focus upon the word treasure. What do you mean by treasure, or how do you define treasure? Because this word is very common and you have been hearing regarding this word since a long time. So what is treasure? It can be any precious metal, it can be a precious gem, or any other valuable object. So in a nutshell, you can define that treasure is something which is very valuable, right? Now, what are we going to see in this lesson? The treasure within, that is, something which is very valuable inside, and that we are going to see. Okay? All right. About Hafeez Contractor. Now, Hafeez Contractor, who is he actually? Hafeez Contractor is one of the most renowned architects in India. And I think you are quite aware of this profession of architecture. It's about designing and creating buildings, constructing buildings. So, Hafeez Contractor is one of the most renowned architects in India. So, he was born on 19 June 1950 in Mumbai into a Parsi family. So, he's probably around 70 years old right now. He has designed many skyscrapers in India, primarily in Mumbai, Maharashtra, because he belongs to that place. For his outstanding work in the field of architecture, he was awarded Padma Bhushan in 2016 by GOI, which is Government of India. Now, what Hafeez Contractor has to do with this particular lesson? So you can guess that probably we are going to study about Hafeez Contractor, right? Yes, we are. We are going to see about Hafeez Contractor in this lesson. Okay. You will get familiarized with Hafeez Contractor as we progress the lesson. Now, before we begin, I would like to share with you his some of his creations. Though he has created and crafted a lot of things, lot of buildings, but here I have got few examples. Like in this picture, you can see it's 23 Marina in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. So this building he designed. Thereafter, the Imperial Twin Towers in Mumbai, India, is exemplary of his craft. And then you can see the D.Y. Patil Sports Stadium in Mumbai, India, very famous for hosting the cricket matches, right? Okay. What is there in this lesson? This lesson is an excerpt from an interview between Bela Raja and Hafeez Contractor, where the eminent architect tells about his journey from a backbencher to one of India's leading architects. Wow, from a backbencher. Just imagine he was a backbencher, that is, one who doesn't study at all. I don't think there are backbenchers, it's all about interest in studies. Okay, so he was a backbencher, and thereafter he became one of the leading architects in India. So, how did that happen? Let's see that. Here I've got the main points of the lesson. I would touch upon the main areas of the lesson so you get a hang of it. Let's start. The lesson starts with a very surprising revelation by Hafeez Contractor that he had a very troubled childhood. He used to have this terrible nightmare, that is, a very dreadful dream, a frightening dream, of writing maths exam. But for the last 4 or 5 years, it had disappeared. So it just lingered on for a long, long time in his psyche. That is, he used to see this dream repeatedly, frightening dream that he was about to take a maths examination. This happens with us. If you have some fear deep inside, so that just manifests in such dreams. Hafeez says that he used to be a good student until grade 2, but he started losing interest in studies and did not study thereafter. Okay. But one sentence spoken to him by his principal changed his life. So here I have got the quotation that quoted directly from the text that you have. So, what his principal said to him: "Look here, son, I have been seeing you from day one. You are a good student, but you never studied. I have taken care of you till today. Now I can no longer take care of you, so you do it yourself. You don't have your father. Your mother has worked so hard to bring you up and paid all your fees all these years, but you have only played games. Now you should rise to the occasion and study." And what was that occasion? That occasion was his board examination, class 11 SSC board examination. Now we have 12 examination, but in those days it used to be class 11 board examination. Now, what happened thereafter, he just passed his examination with 50% marks. And Hafeez Contractor, he is now distinctly he distinctly reminisces the activities he did while he was in school. So, what are his reminiscences? Let's see. Running around, playing jokes and pranks on others, copying in class during exam times. This we are all aware of. I mean, we must have, we have done this in our school times. I have not done this in my school time. I don't know about others. I've been seeing around. Okay. Involving in gang fights and planning strategies. Selling his books to other students because they always remain brand new. And can you think why it remained brand new? Because he never opened his books throughout the year, so that's why his books remain brand new. So these things interested him more than academics. He further says that he came into the field of architecture by chance. What happened? Actually, let's see further. He was interested to join the army, followed by joining police force, but he was asked by his mother to do graduation because he simply got 50% marks in his SSC examination. He was practically not eligible, not fit to go to the armed forces or to do anything other. So his mother knew that he won't be able to survive over there, so she just asked him to do plain graduation. And then he had to choose between French or German in Jai Hind College. This is a college in Maharashtra. So he had already studied French for 7 years, but did not know even 7 words of French. So he did not study at all. That's why he did not know 7 words of French. So he took German, but unluckily the German teacher died, so he could either revert back to French or change the college. Now, changing the college was not an option. He had to sustain with French. So what he did, finally he decided to learn French from his cousin who was married to an architect. Now see how the points in his life are getting connected. Okay. He used to go to the architect's office to learn the language, and there one day he found someone drawing an advanced design of a window. So he observed that his drawing was faulty and suggested that it would not open. Now this is something very interesting to note, that Hafeez Contractor did not study properly during his schooling, but how could he understand that the design was faulty and that the window was not going to open. Let's see what happens thereafter. My cousin's husband was surprised. He asked me to draw a few specific things, which I immediately did. He asked me to design a house, and I designed a house. After that, he told me to drop everything and join architecture. So he was so impressed by his talent. They went straight to the principal of the college, and the principal warned that he would be admitted in the college if only he cracked the entrance test. So that is a tough condition. But could he do that? Yes. He says, I got an A plus in the entrance exam, and from that day it was a cakewalk. That is, his architecture academic life was just very easy, and he passed his examination with first class first. Thereafter he earned a scholarship and went to Columbia University for further studies in architecture. So he gives the credit of his success. Now he has become successful, so he gives the credit of his success to his schooling days, like his drawing competition with his friend Aberam Divecha on designing forts, guns, and ammunition, motivation by his teacher Mrs. Gupta to take up architecture in future, then learning by doing at school, living in strict discipline at school. So he gives credit to all the things that he did there at school. So regarding discipline, he says something very interesting here. When students lost a button while playing or fighting, they would come running to me, and I would cut a button for them from chalk. Just imagine, using a blade. Discipline in the school was very important, and no student could afford to have a button missing. This is an incident that he tells. Okay. Now, at the end, he tells that how he manages his clientele, that is, his clients, that he observes all the client's face, that he observes at the client's face, his clothes, and other habits. He reads the body language in a nutshell very carefully. He sketches spontaneously on a paper, keeping in mind the liking of his customer. That is very quick. To this, the interviewer asks whether he does it instinctively. So Hafeez gives a very, very interesting reply to this. He says, call it instinct, call it arithmetic, whatever. Now it comes to me like mathematics. This word mathematics is very important. Now it comes to me like mathematics. Putting design, construction, psychology, and sociology together and making a sketch from all that is mathematics. Now you understand it? He the lesson started with him confessing that he used to have this dreadful nightmare regarding writing mathematics examination. But now his life has come to a full circle. He dreaded maths at school. He did not like, that is, the other things. He was bad at languages, science, and geography he could do. But he gives a very, very different definition of mathematics, his own definition of mathematics. It is simply not about numbers, it's simply not about calculation. It is about design, putting design, construction, psychology, and sociology together and making a sketch from all that is mathematics. So he is involving all the things there. And that's why, thus, his dreaded subject, that is mathematics, became his key to success at last, and he has established himself as one of India's leading architecture. Okay? So I hope you have understood the main ideas of the story. So this will help you to read the story now, and I hope you would be able to understand it. Okay? Thank you.